Greetings, my dear friends. This is Carrie at Holistic Psychic, bringing you another episode of Tarot for the Soul. This week's reading for the collective is for the dates ranging from November 17th, 2020 till November 22nd, 2020. And this week we're looking at like a little bit of a breakthrough week. We do finally have Mars direct. Mars went direct a few days ago. I was going to talk about it last week, but I decided to wait till this week because Mars does take a little bit of time to get the momentum going again after a retrograde period. And so we're still kind of feeling that energy. It is direct, however, it's not full steam ahead yet. Although it does at least give us a little bit of a sense of relief in the way that we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're feeling a little bit inspired to get energy flowing forward, and we are moving in the direction of that. The other day, I did a guided meditation out on the Red Rocks with the intention of empowerment activation, which is perfectly aligned with the energy that's happening this week astrologically. So for those of you who want a little more support in getting that boost of empowerment going, I definitely recommend watching and following along with that guided meditation. That being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this week's Tarot for the Soul. I'm going to be doing an extension of the spread that I did last week. Last week we did the elemental, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And then today I'm going to add a sixth card, which is looking into the cosmic energies that are influencing us subconsciously, which is connected to the astrology that's happening. The highlights I'm going to talk about in regard to this week's astrological aspects are connected to Venus. So we do have Venus in Libra right now, but this week it is coming into squares with Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. All of these planets are in Capricorn. So with the Venus square, we can look at it like, okay, these bigger planets are sort of raining on our Venus parade, or we can look at it in the way that Venus is coming in to offer a new perspective. Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto, all in Capricorn, are sort of shining a light on things connected to responsibilities, government, systems, structures, and things like that, while Venus is all about harmony, beauty, love, sacred feminine. And if we're looking at this in regard to evolutionary astrology, I would suggest that we embrace Venus squaring these other planets in a way that enables us to look at and recommit to aspects of our life path that are connected to the sacred feminine, which would be anything having to do with your spiritual path, your sense of meaning and purpose, your intuition, all of that. So having said that, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to give the cards a few shuffles here, taking a moment to tune in. And I'm going to go ahead and get these cards selected here. And let's take a look this way. Okay. So I'm going to pick 5 cards. And here we go. Here's 1. And 5. And then the 6th card is going to be the card that is showing up at the bottom of the deck, which represents the cosmic energies that are subconsciously influencing us. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that card is. Adjacent possibilities, and it's showing up reversed. So as I'm looking at this card here, the card in and of itself, when it shows right side up, talks about, looking, broadening your scope and looking into possibilities. So as this card is showing up in regard to the cosmic energies that are influencing us, it's all about inviting us to look beyond our habitual perceptions and conditioned points of view. So in the reverse position, it's all about being willing to recognize and release old paradigm ways of thinking and perceiving that are no longer supporting vibrancy. And it's about making a choice to shift into a timeline of new possibilities through the power of intent. So when I'm looking at this card, I feel like the message is a lot about not getting stuck in limitation by what you are witnessing and perceiving as going on in the world of form, in the lower matrix, so to speak, but to be committed to shifting your focus in the direction of rising above the structures that are being presented to us and finding your way to flow in the direction that you feel guided on your path. Remember that Venus is all about things connected to the sacred feminine. It's beauty, it's harmony, it's sacred partnerships, sacred partnership with yourself. It's connected to intuition and flowing forward in life with grace and dignity. So I feel like this is coming up to say, don't let that which is being presented to us collectively in regard to everything that's happening in the world of form, don't allow that to become a rigid idea around the possibilities. Don't let it limit the realm of possibilities for yourself, but let yourself instead continue to align with that which feels connected to the direction of harmony, beauty, grace, flow, and be committed to keeping your energy anchored in that way. And in effect, this is what will enable you to make that timeline shift into a realm of new possibilities and potentials. Okay, we're going to look at what's coming up in regard to the air element. And so this is showing us the best application of our focus and attention right now. And it's the goddess of the moon showing up reversed. So the goddess of the moon is all about intuition. So as this card is showing up in regard to our best focus of attention this week collectively, I would say that it's about noticing where you feel blocked or disconnected with your intuition regarding your purpose and your inner truth. Let yourself be inquisitive. Ask yourself, what's blocking me? Typically, it's when we're riddled with worry, fear, anxiety, uncertainty on a mental level that we can feel a little bit blocked with our intuition. So this card is showing us that the best use of our focus and attention this week collectively is to utilize the energies now to have some self-reflection around where am I feeling blocked in regard to my intuitional processes. What's blocking me? Ask yourself, what's blocking me? And intend to gain the insight for yourself. We all have the ability to access our own answers from within. All we have to do is ask a question and then focus on receiving the answer. Oftentimes what happens is people ask a question, but they get stuck on asking the question. You have to shift into intending to receive the answer and it will come to you. So this is a really good practice for us all to do this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the south, what's coming up in the south direction, which is about our purpose, our passions, our dreams, our goals. And let's take a look here. All right, awesome. Woman holding a heart. And so this is literally asking us or supporting us in really discerning, discovering, and committing to our personal path of heart. What's leading you forward? What are the passions of your heart? What are your true heart's desires? What are you feeling compelled to experience? What does your heart desire to experience at this time in your life? Take some time to tap into that and allow that to be what's guiding you forward, plain and simple. This is a really nice continuation of what has come forward already with the adjacent possibilities reversed and the goddess of the moon reversed. And then the woman holding a heart right side up is saying, don't get sidetracked. Don't let your energy be derailed, so to speak, with things that are being presented to us in the world of form that are causing fear, uncertainty, and all of that. We have to rise above that and stay centered in the truth of our heart. This woman holding the heart energy is really connected to the Venus in Libra that is being highlighted this week with those squares. Yeah, squares are challenge aspects, but again, with Venus squaring these other planets, it's like an opening that's inviting us to say, hey, wait, this isn't the direction I'm going in my life. I'm committed to this reality. I'm committed to this pathway. I'm committed to this way of being, and I am rising up and standing tall within that. Ask yourself, how can I walk my talk? How can I lead myself forward in alignment with my biggest heart's desires this week? All right, moving right along, we're going to shift into the water element. What is our deep intuition telling us this week? And okay, this is like the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael showing up reversed. So the cool thing is that when this card shows up, it clears blocks. So there appears to be a theme shaping up this week around noticing what our blocks to our intuition are, taking time to really get clear as to, you know, what your bigger picture ambitions are, as we've been talking about for the past several weeks. What's my highest purpose, and how can I shift into that? And now with this fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael energy showing up, it's all about the heart chakra. Archangel Raphael is all about compassion. So it's about clearing our blocks with compassion, with conscientiousness, once and for all, releasing not only anything that's clouding your intuition, but healing old wounds that are blocking you from being able to inhabit your whole body. This is a dynamic that I've witnessed a bazillion times through my career as a psychic reader and spiritual guide. Oftentimes what people do is they allow there to become a pileup of old wounds, old traumas that they don't really deal with in ways where they're actually healing or clearing or integrating them. They're just stuffing them down. And then what happens, because they're stuffing all of that down into the cells of their body, into the organs of the body, into the molecules of the body, that's all being compartmentalized in the body. And then the person doesn't want to inhabit the full body, because that's where all the stuff that hasn't been dealt with is being stored, and it leads to feeling ungrounded. It leads to feeling not connected with yourself. And so this message that's coming up for us this week is saying we can't keep spiritually sidestepping. We can't keep avoiding healing or clearing and integrating the old energies that are stuffed down in us that are preventing us from having a deep connection with ourselves. So this is a really empowering week to really shift into being willing to look at, what do I need to clear, and being on that journey of clearing it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's coming up in regard to the earth energy, which is, okay, how can I ground? How can I center? And the card that's coming up for this position is called Storm Warning, and it's reversed. So the cool thing is that when this card shows up reversed, it indicates a new beginning that happens after a period of trials, tribulations, and difficulties. So it is indicating that we have one wave of challenges behind us, one wave of trials, tribulations, difficulties behind us, and new beginnings can begin to happen now. So we need to trust that the energy is shifting. Again, with this Mars going direct now, we do have the opportunity to gain a little bit of momentum on a new path, and this card is affirming that and encouraging and supporting us in moving forward in that direction. So as I'm looking a little bit more deeply into this, you know, new sunny skies are ahead. This is a time of reassessing and redirecting yourself. Ask yourself, how can I anchor and ground myself in a clear awareness around how my challenges have supported my growth, and maybe how my previous challenges have inspired me to have clarity around what I feel my higher calling or my higher path is. We've been talking about this off and on for the past many months, you know, on a spiritual level. Everything that's been going on this year really is calling us to reassess what's really important to me in my life. And so now we're at the juncture where we can gain that clarity and start taking steps forward in the direction of what we have assessed for ourselves as being that higher path, or being that which is super important to us. So now is the time to ground and anchor ourselves in that awareness. Okay, this is awesome. Last one we're going to look at is the card that's showing up for spirit, which is how can we nourish our spirit? And the card is the anxiety card showing up reversed. So again, this is all about liberating and freeing ourselves from anything that feels like anxiety, worry, fear, concern. I talked a little bit about this in that guided meditation I did the other day. It's time to let go of fear of taking action and taking steps forward. We are at that juncture. We've been spending months and months now gaining clarity of awareness and doing healing work. What do I need to release? What do I need to let go? What's my higher calling? All of it is coming to sort of like a peak this week, where it's that final boost. Okay, time to do those deeper layers of healing, time to do those deeper layers of committing to what you sense as being your higher calling, your higher vision for yourself, your higher path, which is connected to what your passions are, and shift out of anxieties, worries, fears, concerns around being able to take steps forward and be in the mindset of preparing to take action forward. We do have a little bit of that forward movement momentum available to us with the Mars and Mercury both direct now. However, there's still a little bit of glitchy energy to work through with these squares that are happening. But generally speaking, we are being compelled to move forward, and we need to each individually use our intuition to really chart that course for yourself. Use your intuition in regard to when you're feeling guided to take action, when you're feeling guided to lay back, and let that be your primary navigation tool. But set your intention to begin formulating a plan of action for forward movement in regard to what you sense your higher path and calling is. Again, this is a message that's been coming up. It's been building and morphing and taking shape for weeks now. Now we are at a little bit of an apex where we can shift from the realm of envisioning and intending into taking action. So let me know in the comments how it's going for you, and I will see you in the next video. Blessings, namaste, much love.